Welcome to Motorize.de, the #1 for new and used parts. Today we're checking out the Yamaha XT660X, Yamaha's no-compromise supermoto for the urban jungle. Its 659cc single puts out 48 horsepower and 58 Nm with factory fuel injection. Punchy out of corners, but with that typical slightly snatchy throttle at steady cruise. Handling? 17-inch cast wheels with 120/70 up front and 160/60 at the rear, plus a 320mm disc with a 4-piston caliper. The X devours hairpins. The twin cans sit high under the tail. Cool to look at, hot in use. Stay tuned. At the end, we'll give you our straight-up buy recommendation and the key used bike checkpoints, like suspension play and fuel injection mapping. History and development. In 2004, Yamaha introduced the XT660X as the street-focused offshoot of the XT family. The same 659cc Minarelli single, but with 17-inch wheels, shorter suspension travel, and a taut supermoto setup. The fuel-injected engine was built in Italy. Final assembly took place in Spain. Over the years, it received ECU mapping tweaks and minor equipment updates, but the concept stayed deliberately pure. The platform also spawned the MT-03 660 and the XT660Z Tenere, yet the X remained the agile urban motard. Euro 4 brought production to a close around 2016. For the spec fans, bore and stroke 100 by 84mm, 35 kilowatts, 48 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 60 Nm at 5,250 RPM, 17-inch rubber 120/70 front, 1.660 rear, and a 320mm front disc underline its asphalt focus. Scene 3. Technical specs. At its heart beats a liquid-cooled 4-valve SOHC single displacing 659cc with a 100.0 by 84.0mm bore and stroke. It puts out 35 kilowatts, 48 pouts at 6,250 RPM and 60 Nm at 5,250 RPM. Power goes to the rear wheel through a precise 5-speed gearbox and chain drive. Braking is handled by a 320mm front disc with a 4-piston caliper and a 245mm rear disc. ABS was never offered from the factory. A 43mm telescopic fork and a monoshock, rear preload only, slot into a tough steel tube frame. There's a 15-liter tank, 875mm seat height, 1,460mm wheelbase, and a ready-to-ride weight of around 182 kilograms. XT660X specifics. 17-inch cast wheels with 120/70 and 160/60 at the rear, plus twin high-mount silencers under the tail. Fuel injection and a hefty flywheel serve up smooth, punchy torque from low revs. Design and ergonomics. The XT660X wears the supermoto look with pride. Sharp, compact bodywork, a slim waist, and twin high-mounted mufflers tucked under the tail. Chunky 17-inch cast wheels give it a planted stance, while the big 320mm front disc adds a sporty highlight. A slim 15-liter tank and flat one-piece seat invite active movement. Seat height is about 870mm. The wide handlebar puts you up high and gives plenty of leverage to place the front exactly where you want it. A 43mm telescopic fork up front and a preload adjustable monoshock support the stout steel tube frame. The pared back LCD dash with clock and trip meters keeps things focused. Practical too, the side access air filter swaps out in no time. In the urban hustle, the XT660X feels right at home. Quick steering, short gearing, and a 660cc single, 35 kilowatts per 48 PS, 58 Nm that pulls hard from down low. Out on country roads, it's planted up front with eager turn-in. The 17-inch setup, 120/70 front, 1.660 rear, and 320mm front brake inspire confidence. Below 3,000 RPM, the fueling can feel a bit rough. An updated map or a finer CO tweak smooths the throttle response. Motorway runs bring noticeable vibes around 120 km per hour. Minimal wind protection and just 5 gears keep the revs up. Everyday winds, 4.55 per 100 km, a 15-liter tank that'll cover the week, and a commanding view. The roughly 875mm seat height, however, favors longer legs. Practical touch. Underseat twin pipes keep side luggage clear, with heat shields to protect it. Strengths and highlights. The XT660X thrives on a direct, no-filter feel. A torquey 659cc fuel-injected single, around 48 or 58 Nm that punches out of hairpins, short gearing for bite off the line, and a fade-resistant 320mm front brake. A 43mm telescopic fork holds a precise line, and the firm setup talks back, ideal for tight bends, roundabout sprints, and snap direction changes. Rugged by design. Steel tube frame, easy access valve train, and no-nonsense hardware. A hefty flywheel lets you be lazy with the shifter, while 17-inch wheels, 120 front, 160/60 rear, deliver grip and agility. Signature touch, twin underseat pipes that define the look and the bike's balance. In short, honest mechanics without the electronics overload, built for grippy tarmac. Weak points and common issues. If you go looking, you'll find some rough edges. On the Yamaha XT660X, 2004 to 2016, Minarelli 659cc single, 48 horsepower, the stock EFI tends to surge at steady throttle below 3,000 RPM, and on-off throttle transitions can be snatchy. An O2 eliminator, CO trim, or a Power Commander Vive map helps. A shorter 14-tooth front sprocket calms the drivetrain but raises revs. From 110 to 120 km/h, 68 to 75 mph, the single vibrates noticeably, and the 5-speed keeps revs high. Suspension. The fork has no damping adjustment. The shock only preload. Sharp-edged bumps get through. Typical watch points. A rattly cam chain tensioner around 30,000 km, 18,600 mph, weeping water pump seals cush drive rubbers that wear quickly, and rear wheel bearings if ridden hard in supermoto style. The high-mounted twin silencers run very hot. Regularly check the mounts and heat shields for cracks. Accessories and customization. The XT660X 2004-2014 responds brilliantly to being sharpened up or dialed in for daily duty. Lighter slip-ons, Aero Akrapovic, shed around 5 to 6 kilograms and noticeably cut the heat from the underseat exhaust. With a DNA Stage 2 lid, an O2 eliminator, and a proper remap ECU CO trim Power Commander V, the Euro 3 lean throttle response cleans up dramatically. Popular gearing, 14 front for city snap, 16T for touring. For asphalt, grippy supermoto tires, a braided stainless brake line, optionally a larger front master cylinder, and a 320mm wave disc for the 17-inch setup. Must-haves, crash pads, axle sliders, a tail tidy, and AIS delete tones down the decel popping. Everyday practicals, a compact rear rack, SDU Motec Hepco and Becker, a small Puig screen, heated grips, and 20mm bar risers. Market value and buying checklist. Well-kept XT660X examples from roughly 2004-2014 usually sit around €325 and €500. Late, low-mile bikes can fetch more. Key specs. Fuel-injected 659cc Minarelli single, 5-speed 17-inch cast wheels, 320mm front disc and 245mm rear. ABS was never offered. What to check? Smooth, snatch-free throttle response, an intact chain slider on the swing arm, steering head and wheel bearings with no play, solid exhaust mounts under the tail. Heat discoloration or cracks on the twin pipes, plus scorched rear indicators or side panels, are red flags from the high-mounted stock cans. Electrics. Make sure the regulator, rectifier, and stator connectors are clean and corrosion-free. Mileage over 40 to 60,000 kilometers isn't an issue with proof of regular servicing. Oil every 10,000 kilometers. Valve clearances as scheduled. Detail to note, 15-liter tank, real-world range 250 to 300 kilometers. A2 license legal with 35 kilowatts paperwork, which boosts demand. Verdict and buying advice. The Yamaha XT660X is an honest, tough supermoto. Its 660cc single delivers 35 kilowatt, 48 horsepower, and about 60 nanometers nice and early. A 320mm front disc and 17-inch wheels, 160/60 rear, sharpen it up for hairpins and city riding. Long highway stints remain second best due to vibration and the missing 6th gear. Smooth out the stock roughness with a remap or an O2 eliminator, and you've got a durable, fun machine with a 15-liter tank and a distinctive underseat twin exhaust. Buying tips: let it fully warm up, look for a steady idle, check for on-off throttle snatch, cracks at the exhaust mounts, and play in the steering head bearings. Well-kept examples hold their value, are easy to personalize, and are a great pick for A2 riders and corner carvers.